Sponsored in part by DollarSeed.com for your flowers, vegetables, and herbs. All organic seeds, all only $1 a pack. DollarSeed.com. And by WillowSpringsSoap.com. Handmade soaps with simple, recognizable ingredients, making soaps using the cold kettle process while using traditional methods. WillowSpringsSoap.com.
Manure.com, authentic Haven brand, 100% natural soil conditioner for the home garden, all your vegetables, herbs, and flowers. Manure.com, always free shipping. Squirm and Worm Farm, organic farm and gardening supplies. It's conveniently located in Plymouth, Wisconsin. Worm castings, organic potting soil, organic and heirloom seeds, cover crop seeds, and more. SquirmandWormFarm.com.
Welcome to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Extra. I'm Joey Baird. We're in the small garden today and we're going to plant some radishes and peas. Now with the radishes, you could plant them traditionally, take them out of the package, sprinkle them in, and try to space them and have to thin them out later. But what we're going to use is the seed tape we made a couple of months ago on the program. Now we're going to plant our radishes where we have planted our kale about 2 weeks ago. And the reason being is the kale is going to take longer to mature. The radishes are only going to take about 30 days, and they'll be well harvested before they get shaded out by the kale there. So also, before we roll the seed tape out, I'm going to take some of our homemade fertilizer, I guess you could say, orange peels, banana peels, eggshells, dried out and ground up, and just going to sprinkle it where we're going to put the seed tape. This will add a lot of calcium, potassium, minerals to the soil. It may help, it may not, but it's free to us. Instead of throwing it in your compost bin, we decided to go this route by making a little bit of fertilizer for our soil. Now the simple way of going to plant the seed tape is, these are champion radishes. All we're going to do is, we've dug the trench already. They're spaced out properly on a 3-inch center because we did it over the winter, and we're simply going to cover the toilet paper up that houses our seeds. And then the soil, and then with the water and the moisture in the ground, it'll break down the toilet paper and allow the seeds to germinate, and they'll be spaced just fine. So I'm going to add a little extra there. And you want to make sure that your toilet paper is always covered. Otherwise, if it's sticking out, it's going to act like a wick and it's going to dry. It's not going to allow the seed to hydrate and germinate properly. So I've got some more here. What do I got here? I've got some more champion radishes. So I'm going to go over here with it. And you can do these in whatever spacing you want. And if you want to make your own seed tape, it's very easy. And if you jump down to the show notes below, there'll be a link on the programmer. We made the seed tape, and it can be a family project. And the more you make, the easier it is to plant, just like I am. It's just that quick and easy to put it in the ground, cover it up, and in a matter of a few days, your radishes will begin to germinate where you got it planted. So it's that easy to plant your radishes when you have seed tape. Now I don't have to go back in and thin them out. I didn't have to spend a whole lot of time trying to space them properly, and we'll be able to harvest them in about 30 days. So let's go over against the fence and use what we have available as a trellis to grow some of our peas on. So we're going to plant some early frosty peas here, and we're going to use this fence like we have in years past as a trellis. And I always recommend use what you have available so you don't have to bring or buy or find something to trellis with. And these peas are going to space them very conservatively. I'm going to go about 4-inch spacing. I've already got the soil preconditioned here, and I'm just going to drop them. And now you could pre-soak your peas if you'd like. We have not, due to the fact that it's supposed to be relatively cold the next 2 nights, and then the weather's supposed to turn around, so I don't want them to get too far out of the ground and then get shocked or die off because of the excessive cold nights. We'll just cover it up. Good soil. And it's just that simple. And with the peas, now like we did over there with the radishes, because the radishes are so tiny, we did the seed tape. The peas, there's no real need to to do the peas. You could if you wish to, but it's very easy to plant them, as well as you could use your homemade planting stick that we've showed on the program before. So we've got our milk crate portable planting garden here, and if you want to create your own, the description and links will be in the show notes on when we constructed this one several shows ago. And we're using a milk crate with smaller holes on these sides. Now if you wanted to use one with larger holes, that would be perfectly fine. You could run landscaping fabric on the inside and cut your slits, as well as you could run landscaping fabric here with the smaller holes if you have a problem with the soil running out. So we're going to plant our cool weather crops here, and this is a great project whether you have no land to grow in, or if you want, like each one of your kids, to have their own little garden. We're going to plant our cool weather crops, and the trick is to plant and have enough space to allow the cool weather crops to mature, but also when it's warm enough to outside, you can drop your warm weather crops in also. So we're going to take some Swiss chard. Now we started this Swiss chard from seed, very proud of the production of it, and we're just going to set it over in the corner here, and this will flourish throughout the growing season, and it'll stay in here all the way up to the fall and winter, and we'll be able to harvest it the whole time. So we'll just set that guy in there. He'll be happier in there than he will the pot. Looks good there. Now some of the things that you can put in the sides here, you can we're going to take a kale here, and we're going to pick a spot, open that hole up, and as gently as we can, we're going to push the roots in the side there. Now this also works really well, and I may want to tilt it up just upwards a little bit. This works really well if you have like plant beans in the side, that the beans will come out and then they'll grow upwards, and that one's planted there. So that one will grow up as the light and it's sitting outside and the sun gets to it. Other things we're going to plant in the top, I'm going to take one of these 2-pound onions. I'm just going to extract one. Also, we started from seed, turned out very well. I'm going to put that by Mr. Swiss chard here. And you always want to make sure this soil is very moist, and I've got it in a container here that's the top of what a cake would come in from your bake store. And this will allow two beneficial reasons here. One, it catches whatever soil may flush out when you're watering, and two, you can bottom water this, fill it up, and it'll, the water will wick up to the soil, and you want to be careful that if this is cracked, you want to either repair it or get a new one, or be cautious of that reason as well. Now I've got some leeks here. I'm going to plant one leek in the side, probably away from that kale there, just because the kale I'm hoping to expand, so I'm going to extract one of these leeks, drop that leek, which we also started from seed, in there. As you can see, we'll just kind of press it in there and it'll be fine. A giant kohlrabi, so I'm going to plant it over in the corner here with the expectations that it's going to get relatively large. I was going to go on the side, but I'm going to do it in the top because I can plant beans in the side. So we'll get that planted there. As well as we're going to plant some seeds. And in the top corner here, this is going to be leaf lettuce. And just a good little covering there. I'm going to take some of this loose soil and simply cover, compress down. And then I know that that corner there, I'm not going to put a marker, I know that corner there is going to be. Radishes is one of the easier things you can plant because of the quick turnaround, about 25 to 33 days. So I'm going to do a nice row. We did radishes in this format last year and it worked very well. They got to almost a little larger than golf ball size. And you can plant them. I'm going to do about 6 there. Also in the top we've got 2 onion bulbs that we found in our seeds that didn't get planted, so whether these will germinate or not, we're going to drop them in the top there. On the sides here we've got our Swiss chard here. We're also going to do some Swiss chard in the side as well, and the easiest way to do that is I'm going to take 3 separate seeds and simply tilt this back and find where we want to plant and simply just push the seed in cover the soil over, and as it grows, it will come out and grow upward. And that's the same way you can do your beans, your bush beans as well. And you can plant basically anything you want with the understanding that you're in a limited amount of space, so you don't want to have a single tomato plant, which you could do if that's all you wanted to in this, and it would take up the whole milk crate. So just some ideas on how to expand your garden if you have one, or create one if you don't. If you like what you see, feel free to subscribe and comment. I'm Joey Baird, and we put a video out each and every Tuesday, and this has been a Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Extra.
For more information, you can find us on our website at thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.